Hey guys, welcome back to Baldur's Gate. This is Cody with CRS Labs, and today we're going to be starting a new campaign. Underneath the character collection screen, I'm actually going to base my character off of another build that I saw online that actually helped me get through this game. I've played this game for close to 20 years. It was one of the first games I've ever played, and it actually turns out to be quite difficult if you didn't know what you were doing when you were a kid. So this build is actually based off of Quill 18's Fighter Mage Safe build. I'm going to do a few things differently though, and we'll jump right into this. Wow, we got a good roll from the start too.
Let's give them a right thrashing.
Nestled atop the cliffs that rise from the Sword Coast, the citadel of Candlekeep houses the finest and most comprehensive collection of writings on the face of Farron. It is an imposing fortress, kept in strict isolation from the intrigues that occasionally plague the rest of the Forgotten Realms. It is secluded, highly regimented, and it is home. Within these hallowed halls of knowledge, your story begins. You have spent most of your 20 years of life within this keep's austere walls, under the tutelage of the sage Gorion. Acting as your father, he has raised you on 1,000 tales of heroes and monsters, lovers and infidels, battles and tragedies. However, one story was always left untold, that of your true heritage. You have been told that you are an orphan, but your past is largely unknown. Lately, Gorion has been growing distant from you, as if some grave matter weighs heavily on his heart. You have asked about his concerns as gently as possible, but your queries have been in vain. Your sole comfort is the knowledge that he is a wise man, and you know he will tell you when the time is right. Nonetheless, his silence is troubling, and you cannot help but feel that something is terribly wrong. Today, Gorion has appeared more agitated than ever, and now he has uncharacteristically interrupted your chores in the middle of the day, imparting hurried instructions for you to equip yourself for travel. He has handed you what gold he can spare, but given no clue as to why. Nevertheless, you now stand before the Candlekeep Inn, ready to purchase what you need for an unplanned and unexpected journey.
So when I first started playing this game actually came in a pack with Starfleet Academy, Descent Free Space, and the Journeyman Project 3 Legacy of Time. All games that I promised we're going to get to at some point. This is Winthrop. He is the owner of the inn at the Candlekeep Inn, and well, hello there, young one. Come to visit your old pal Winthrop, have ye? Well, don't forget the 10,000 gold piece book entrance fee as per Candlekeep's custom, don't you know? And of course, we know that Winthrop is a big kidder, so you're always a big kidder, Winthrop. That gets funnier very nearly every time I hear it. Well, perhaps not so quite as often. Ah, just having a bit of fun with ye, my friend. The monks may be walking around with poles in their nethers, but you know you're always welcome here in my sight. Gorion did well by you, he did. So is there anything I can do for you? Some drinks, a room to sleep, or anything to buy? No thank. We're actually going to come back and speak to Winthrop here in a minute. This character build actually is very dependent. And we're going to get another mission from Firebuild Elvenhair here. He just wants us to find a scroll of his. But this opening actually is very critical based on the rolls. And I'm hoping that this worked the first time, otherwise no one's going to hear this recording. So there are some lootables up in this area that we can get, and there's some that you don't want to open because you will attract the guard. But the one we're interested in is in this room right here. And if you saw in my character build, our character... Oh, it worked the first time! Alright! Our character build is based on... It solely is based on getting that one gem. Our character is spec'd for dual-wielding katanas, which is ridiculous as a fighter mage thief. And Winthrop actually has a katana for sale that we can purchase, which is what we're going to do. It gives us a ridiculous weapon to start with. I'm pretty sure it won't break like some of the other swords will in this game, and there's a reason for that. It has to do with the iron coming out of Nashgull, but we'll get to that in a few episodes. I'm just going to equip this katana here. Oh yeah.
I shall attend to it.
Now there are lots of monks in the areas that surround this. That's for new player tutorials if you don't know what the game interaction is like. We're just going to speed through this Candlekeep portion. I already know where all the missions and what we need to interact with people are. There are some enemies we're going to encounter, and our first one is actually in here.
Hello.
Oh goody goody. I've gone and found ye first. You are the ward of Gorion, no doubt. I do not recognize you. Who are you and what are you doing here? Who I am is unimportant, but who you are is very much so. I apologize for this dirty bit of business, but I must seek your death. A pity, I know, but it would seem that your head is worth an acceptable amount to me. I kill you myself, and I need not share the credit with anyone. About that, guy. You're about to have a bad time. How embarrassing would it be if we actually got killed against our very first bandit? Oh! Well, like I said, he wasn't going to have a good time. I kept my word on that one. So when I actually had originally played this game, this was a much different experience. This was back on an old, like, 1997 Gateway. So many of the features that are in this game I didn't have the luxury of having for my first run through. And that would make it through about 2/3 of this game before I ran into an absolute train wreck of problems. But I actually managed to beat this game with the help of Quill 18's
What do you need?
playthrough. I don't believe he finished that one, but he definitely gave me a setup build that was more than adequate enough to finish the game. I actually continued into the Siege of Dragonspear, and then we took my character over to Baldur's Gate 2. So hopefully, if the series takes off, we might do the same. So we get Philidia her book back. She's extremely happy. She's very forgetful. She's extremely powerful, though. If you came in here as a chaotic, evil person and tried to start hacking people down, Philidia would very likely obliterate you. So we're going to talk to Dreppen because his cow is sick, and we're going to go get some antidote for the poor animal. This is absolutely one of my favorite games. This is my first experience with Dungeons and Dragons, was actually this game, before I read any of the books.
Let's give them a right.
You don't have to worry too much, this guy's just giving us training. And mostly I'm skimming over all this early stuff because it's really not important. It's really there for new players who are not familiar with the mechanics of the game at all. As you can see, that katana is just ridiculous. Then again, we're only fighting rats, but I assure you, if I was using any kind of lesser weapon, I'd be doing a lot more missing. The katana is just a ridiculous start. Plus, the fact I'm spec'd into it But once we get our second katana, that's when the fun really takes off. Now there's another guy down here that's going to want us to fight into a test into a party, but we're not going to do that. We can't take any of the this guard is named Hull, and he actually needs a sword from the barracks that he forgot. And there's actually an interesting encounter with his boss. You can tell his boss that he forgot his sword. I wouldn't advise it though. And here comes the gate warden. He's going to try to get us to yeah, he wanted us to test what it's like to play in a party, but we're not worried about that. I know what I'm doing. With any luck... Oh! I forgot. There's another guy here that wants to kill us. And he's going to meet the same unfortunate end. Oh! Didn't explode, but he got cut down in a quick hurry.
You have but to ask.
And here comes another one of my character's friends, concerned I was attacked. And of course, we're going to play it off cool because, I mean, I'm a blue-haired fighter mage thief. Like, what am I actually afraid of? I've been studying under one of the greatest wizards of all time, so I'm obviously not worried. This guy wants errands. Ah! I forgot we could have bought some bolts when we were visiting Winthrop and saved ourselves some time. We could actually have brought those down here. But that's planning ahead when you actually are remembering what every little side mission is in the starting and opening area. Alright, so we're gonna finish out these couple side quests we have, and then we're gonna set the events into motion to where we will be leaving Candlekeep. Alright, he got his sword. It's good. The other nice thing I like about the Enhanced Edition is that you can see the whole map. And it has that neat little zoom out feature. Now, normally in the original edition, when you came into this map mode, the whole screen would pause. Characters wouldn't be moving around, and you could only see what was revealed from the fog of war. So many little changes that made this game even better than it already was. And we're looking for, I think, Firebeard's scroll, which is the one last thing I need to find. And I believe it's in this courtyard. So we need the scroll and the bolts, and we're basically done with all the missions you can do in this area. There's some chanting monks down here we might hear in a moment. There they are. If you haven't read the Baldur's Gate books, it is also a really good, read. It follows the life of, I think the main character in that book's name is Adrian, or something along those lines. And the whole concept of the Baldur's Gate story is that you yourself are what's called a Bal spawn. The spawn of one of the spawnlings of the god of murder, who is no longer in the realm, I believe. I'm not familiar with all the lore of this area.
It shall be as you wish.
So hard to find.
Alright, Firebeard got his scroll. He gave us a protection, protected from evil, which is nice.
My hotel's as clean as an elven arse.
I don't know if I want to know how clean an elven arse is.
My hotel's as clean as an elven arse.
There's probably people in the comments like, you just went right past it. I know. But yeah, we're looking for bolts. There they are.
It shall be as you wish. I shall attend to it in a trice.
I should have joined the army.
I shall attend
And
to
with
it in a
that,
trice.
we are done with all the quests in this area. So we're going to go and see Gorion, leave Candlekeep, and after that, we'll probably end our first episode right there, and pick up with it with the events that follow after we leave Candlekeep.
Hey, it's me, Emmowen.
Ah, Emmowen. She is one of the first people that you can actually get into your party. I'm surprised that stuffy old Gorion let you away with your studies and chores, that old fiddle-faddle. I snuck off too. Old Puff Guts Winthrop was looking for me, but I've got all day to do his chores. You have time for a short story today? No, I can tell you don't. What have you been up to? I'm afraid I cannot chat today, little one. My foster father wishes me to prepare for a journey, but will not say to where. Little one? I'm not much younger than you, though you sure got tall fast. Relatively, anyway. A journey, eh? I never get to travel. I wish I could go with you. Yep, I really wish I could. Yes, sir, I do. Alright. I get the message. I'll ask if you can come with us. Oh, don't be silly. Gorion would never let you finish that sentence, especially after what that letter of his said. Did I say that? No, of course I didn't. Never saw no letter. Nope. I'll just get back to work now. You better go. Gorion is waiting. Ooh. And here's Gorion.
Oh, my child, I am glad I have found you.
This is very unnerving, but I know you must trust me. It is very important that you pack your possessions so that we may leave Candlekeep immediately. Hurry, for there is no time to tarry. This keep is well protected, but it is not invulnerable. I'm ready to go now. And this is just going to save us some time.
Listen carefully. If we ever become separated, it is imperative that you make your way to the Friendly Arm Inn. There you will meet Khalid and Jahira. They have long been my friends, and you can trust them. Let's have a child. The night can only get worse, so we must find shelter soon. Don't worry. I'll explain everything as soon as there is time. Wait, there is something wrong. We are in an ambush. Prepare yourself.
You're perceptive for an old man. You know why I'm here. Hand over your ward and no one will be hurt. If you resist, it shall be a waste of your life.
You're a fool if you believe I would trust your benevolence. Step aside and you and your lackeys will be unhurt.
I'm sorry that you feel that way, old man.
Run, child. Get out of here.
Dawn is especially cruel this morning. You awake with the realization that you have not been living some horrible dream. Ambushed, you saw Gorion cut down before your eyes, and even his powerful magic could not stop the onslaught. It was his wish that you flee, but that does not remove the feeling of helplessness that now overwhelms you. Hand over your ward, the armored fiend had said. He was after you and you alone, but why? If only Gorion had given some clue. But now you are alone and lost. Candlekeep is near, but you will find no quarter there. The readers pay for their serenity with rather draconian entry rules, and without Gorion's influence, their doors will remain closed. You will not last long on your own with your meager equipment. Perhaps you can get some help from the friends Gorion mentioned, the ones at the Friendly Arm.
Hey, it's me, Emmowen.
Sorry I followed you, but I never get out of Candlekeep, and those monks are such a bore. Never any decent coin in their pockets either. I saw Gorion. I'm so sorry. I kind of figured something bad might happen to you out here. How could you have known? Gorion did not even tell me. I accidentally read a letter on his desk the other day. I can't remember exactly what it said. He might still have it. It might be on his body. Anyway, I'm not gonna let you wander around here all alone. Never let a friend down, no sir. I'll stick with you until you say otherwise, I will. Alright guys, and this is actually a good place to stop, and we'll pick this up in the next episode. Thanks for joining us.